Are you tired of feeling drained by the people around you? Discover the 8 types of people you should avoid, helping to protect your energy and well-being. Stick around till the end to learn how to set boundaries and foster healthier relationships. Let's dive in. 1. The lazy. Procrastination is a significant issue that affects not only productivity, but also overall mental health. People who are chronically lazy often have a myriad of excuses for their inaction. They might say things like, "I couldn't exercise because my plant needed me to sing to it," which, while amusing, highlights their reluctance to take responsibility for their actions. This pattern of behavior is detrimental not just to themselves, but also to those around them. They consistently defer tasks, creating a backlog that can overwhelm others who might depend on them. For them, "I'll do it tomorrow" becomes a mantra, a magical place where all pending work accumulates, yet tomorrow never comes. This constant postponement leads to increased stress and anxiety as tasks pile up, making it harder to start anything new. Another characteristic of lazy people is their ability to multitask leisure activities. They can watch Netflix, scroll through Instagram, and complain about their workload all at the same time. If they put even a fraction of that energy into being productive, they might achieve incredible things. However, their focus remains on avoiding work. These individuals also tend to seek shortcuts for everything. If there were an app to breathe for them, they would be the first to download it. This shortcut-seeking behavior means they often miss out on the learning and growth that come from tackling challenges head-on. The 5 more minutes person is another classic example. They hit the snooze button repeatedly, convincing themselves that just a little more sleep will make a difference. Yet this often leads to a rushed and stressful start to the day. While it's not necessary to cut ties with everyone who prefers a nap over a gym session, it's important to recognize that surrounding yourself with lazy people can influence your own habits. As Jim Rohn, a motivational speaker, once said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." This means that the company you keep can significantly impact your own behavior and mindset. Therefore, it's crucial to choose your company wisely, ensuring that you are surrounded by individuals who inspire and motivate you, rather than those who drain your energy and productivity. 2. The Perpetual Critic. The Perpetual Critic is someone who always finds something to criticize, regardless of the situation. These individuals have a knack for spotting flaws and are quick to point them out, often in a negative and destructive manner rather than offering constructive feedback. This constant criticism can be incredibly draining and demoralizing for those on the receiving end. Perpetual critics often use their criticism as a way to establish power or control over others. By constantly pointing out what others are doing wrong, they position themselves as superior, creating an imbalance in the relationship. To identify a perpetual critic, listen to their conversations. Their comments are usually negative and focus on tearing down rather than building up. They might criticize your choice of clothing, the way you organize your schedule, or even your personality traits. This can create an environment where you feel constantly judged and undervalued. It's important to understand that their criticisms often say more about themselves than about you. Chronic critics are usually projecting their own insecurities and dissatisfaction onto others. They might be dealing with their own feelings of inadequacy, and by criticizing others, they temporarily boost their own self-esteem. Dealing with a perpetual critic requires maintaining a balanced perspective. Don't take their criticisms personally, as they are often a reflection of their own issues rather than your shortcomings. Try to steer the conversation towards positive aspects or constructive solutions. Sometimes, a simple change of topic can be the best defense against their verbal darts. Setting clear boundaries is also essential. Let them know that while you appreciate constructive feedback, constant negativity is not helpful. It's crucial to differentiate between constructive criticism, which can be useful for personal growth, and chronic criticism, which erodes self-esteem and undermines confidence. By maintaining a positive attitude and setting boundaries, you can protect yourself from their negative influence and foster a more supportive environment. 3. The narcissist. Narcissists are individuals who have an inflated sense of self-importance and a deep need for admiration. They believe they are superior to others and expect to be treated as such. This grandiose sense of self often leads to a lack of empathy for others and an inability to recognize the needs and feelings of those around them. Narcissists have an impressive ability to turn any conversation into a monologue about their achievements, no matter how insignificant they might be. They crave attention and admiration, and they are often skilled at manipulating situations to ensure they remain the center of attention. Dealing with a narcissist can be more exhausting than trying to teach a cat to bark. Their constant need for validation and admiration can drain your energy and leave you feeling undervalued and unimportant. However, there are strategies you can employ to manage these interactions. Setting clear boundaries is crucial. Let the narcissist know what behavior is acceptable and what is not. This helps to protect your own mental and emotional well-being. An effective tactic is what psychologists call selective validation. This involves reinforcing positive behavior and ignoring the negative. When the narcissist shows a glimmer of empathy or consideration, acknowledge it. However, when they start their usual self-promotion session, don't play along. It's also important to remember that you are not obligated to be the captive audience of their one-person show. As the actress Bette Midler once said, "The ego is a voracious octopus that feeds on your life." Don't let the narcissist in your life be that octopus. But be careful not to confuse healthy confidence with narcissism. The difference lies in the ability to empathize and the constant need for admiration. While a self-assured person can genuinely rejoice in others' successes, a narcissist sees those successes as a threat to their own greatness. In short, dealing with a narcissist can be a challenge, but it also presents an opportunity to strengthen your patience and compassion. As Dr. Craig Malkin, author of Rethinking Narcissism, suggests, it's not about changing the narcissist, but about changing how you interact with them. By setting boundaries and practicing selective validation, you can protect yourself from their negative influence and maintain your own sense of self-worth. Remember, you deserve to be in relationships that are reciprocal and supportive, rather than ones that drain your energy and undermine your confidence. 4. The opportunist. Opportunists are individuals who always seem to be looking for ways to gain something at the expense of others. They have mastered the art of taking advantage of others' generosity or resources, offering nothing in return except their own convenience. These individuals can be charming and friendly, but behind that facade lies an opportunistic attitude that can undermine trust in any relationship. Opportunists are often skilled at making others feel guilty when they don't meet their expectations. They might use flattery or vague promises to manipulate you into giving them what they want without genuinely committing to contributing. Detecting an opportunist can be tricky, as they often hide their true intentions behind a collaborative appearance. A key sign is the lack of reciprocity. They always receive help, but rarely return favors or collaborate equitably. They are always present when there are benefits to be had, but they disappear when effort or sacrifice is required on their part. This pattern of behavior can be incredibly frustrating and can leave you feeling used and unappreciated. Dealing with an opportunist involves setting clear boundaries and being aware of your own resources and personal limits. It's crucial to set clear expectations from the beginning about what you are willing to offer and what you expect in return. Fostering reciprocity is also key. Encourage the opportunist to contribute equitably in relationships, whether by sharing responsibilities or defining roles and expectations transparently. From a psychological perspective, opportunists reflect a combination of low empathy and high opportunism. Studies on human behavior indicate that certain personalities are more prone to adopt manipulative behaviors to satisfy their own interests without considering the impact on others. By understanding how to identify and manage opportunists, you can protect your emotional integrity and maintain healthier and more equitable relationships. It is true that giving and receiving are fundamental in any healthy relationship, but when you realize that you are constantly giving and receiving nothing in return, it is time to reconsider the situation. Investing energy and effort in people who do not value or appreciate your contribution can be exhausting and emotionally draining. 5. The envious. Envy is a powerful and often destructive emotion. It arises when we perceive a gap between what we have and what we believe we deserve. This perception can lead to feelings of resentment and bitterness towards those who have what we want. Envious individuals are always ready to throw their venomous darts of disapproval and resentment. They might not show their true feelings openly, but their actions and words often reveal their underlying envy. This can manifest in various ways, from subtle put-downs to outright sabotage of your efforts. One key aspect of envy is that it can exist in varying degrees in all of us. However, some individuals are more prone to it, and their behavior can significantly impact those around them. Psychologist Sarah Pry, in her book, The Philosophy of Envy, suggests that envy arises when we perceive a gap between what we have and what we believe we deserve. This internal cosmic justice counter goes crazy when someone else gets something we think should be ours. While envy can be a powerful motivator, it is crucial to handle it wisely. One of the most counterintuitive but effective tips for dealing with envy is to keep your successes and plans secret. In an era where it seems that if you don't share it on social media, it didn't happen, this advice might seem strange. However, sharing your plans prematurely can lead to a false sense of accomplishment and attract negative energy from envious individuals. The philosopher Francis Bacon said, "In a crowd, there is no glory for an anonymous hero." To avoid unnecessary complications, protect your projects until they are ready to be shared. To further protect yourself from the effects of envy, focus on fostering an abundance mindset. This means believing that there are enough opportunities and resources for everyone. By shifting your perspective from scarcity to abundance, you can reduce feelings of envy and promote a more positive and collaborative environment. Additionally, practicing gratitude can help counteract envy. By regularly acknowledging and appreciating what you have, you can shift your focus away from what you lack and towards the positive aspects of your life. Finally, it is crucial to surround yourself with supportive and encouraging people. Building a network of friends and colleagues who celebrate your successes and support your goals can help mitigate the negative effects of envy. By fostering positive and healthy relationships, you can create an environment where everyone can thrive and succeed without feeling threatened by each other's achievements. 6. The victim. The victim persona is characterized by a constant sense of helplessness and self-pity. These individuals see themselves as perpetual victims of circumstance, always feeling like the world is against them. They often use their victimhood as a tool to garner sympathy and attention from others, creating a cycle of dependency that can be emotionally draining for those around them. They tend to focus on their misfortunes and magnify their problems, often ignoring any positive aspects of their lives or opportunities for change. One of the challenges of dealing with a victim is their resistance to taking responsibility for their actions or their lives. They are quick to blame external factors for their problems, whether it's their job, relationships, or even luck. This mindset can be incredibly frustrating, as it often feels like no matter how much support or advice you offer, nothing changes. Victims thrive on the attention they receive from others, and by constantly catering to their needs, you may inadvertently reinforce their victim mentality. To manage relationships with victims, it's essential to set clear boundaries and encourage them to take responsibility for their lives. While it's important to be compassionate, it's equally crucial to avoid enabling their behavior. Encourage them to focus on solutions rather than problems and to take small steps towards improving their situation. By promoting a sense of agency and responsibility, you can help them break free from their victim mentality and take control of their lives. Additionally, it's important to protect your own emotional well-being. Engaging with someone who constantly plays the victim can be draining and may negatively impact your mental health. Practice self-care and ensure that you are not neglecting your own needs in an effort to support the victim. Remember that it's okay to step back and prioritize your well-being. In conclusion, while it's natural to want to help others, It's crucial to recognize when someone is perpetually playing the victim and to set appropriate boundaries. By encouraging them to take responsibility for their actions and promoting a solutions-focused mindset, you can help them break free from their victim mentality and lead a more empowered and fulfilling life. 7. The drama magnet. Drama magnets thrive on chaos and conflict. They are often at the center of arguments and disagreements, creating a whirlwind of drama wherever they go. These individuals have a knack for turning minor issues into major crises, often dragging others into their chaos. Their need for constant excitement and attention can be exhausting for those around them, as they constantly seek validation through their dramatic antics. One of the defining characteristics of a drama magnet is their tendency to exaggerate problems and escalate conflicts. They might take a small disagreement and blow it out of proportion, creating unnecessary tension and stress. This behavior can be incredibly disruptive, both in personal relationships and in professional settings. Drama magnets often thrive on the attention they receive from others, whether it's through sympathy, support, or even just the act of being noticed. To deal with a drama magnet, it's important to remain calm and avoid getting drawn into their chaos. Maintain a level-headed approach and refuse to engage in unnecessary arguments or conflicts. Set clear boundaries and let them know that you will not tolerate drama in your interactions. By staying calm and composed, you can prevent their behavior from affecting your own emotional well-being. Additionally, practice active listening and empathy without getting too involved in their drama. Acknowledge their feelings and concerns, but avoid offering solutions or getting too emotionally invested. This approach can help you provide support without getting sucked into their chaos. Encourage them to focus on positive and constructive activities that can help reduce their need for drama and excitement. Dealing with a drama magnet requires a calm and composed approach, setting clear boundaries, and practicing empathy without getting too emotionally involved. By refusing to engage in their drama and encouraging positive and constructive behavior, you can protect your own well-being and create a more peaceful and balanced environment. 8. The manipulator. Manipulators are skilled at using deceit and cunning to achieve their own goals. They often use psychological tactics to control and influence others, creating a sense of power and dominance in their relationships. These individuals can be charming and persuasive, making it difficult to recognize their manipulative behavior until it's too late. They thrive on controlling others and often use guilt, fear, and intimidation to get what they want. One of the key traits of a manipulator is their ability to make others feel responsible for their happiness or success. They might use phrases like, "If you really cared about me, you would do this," or "I can't believe you would let me down like this." This type of emotional manipulation can create a sense of obligation and guilt, making it difficult to say no or set boundaries. To deal with a manipulator, it's essential to recognize their tactics and maintain a firm stance. Set clear boundaries and refuse to be manipulated by their guilt trips or emotional blackmail. Assert your own needs and priorities, and don't be afraid to say no when necessary. By standing your ground and refusing to be controlled, you can protect yourself from their manipulative behavior. Additionally, practice self-awareness and recognize your own vulnerabilities. Manipulators often target individuals who are empathetic, kind, and willing to help others. By being aware of your own tendencies, you can better protect yourself from being exploited. Surround yourself with supportive and trustworthy people who can help you maintain your boundaries and provide guidance when needed. In conclusion, dealing with a manipulator requires recognizing their tactics, setting clear boundaries, and maintaining a firm stance. By asserting your own needs and priorities and refusing to be controlled, you can protect yourself from their manipulative behavior and create healthier and more balanced relationships.